Welcome back to The Political Bridge, the podcast where we explore complex issues from across the political spectrum. I'm Ada, and today we're diving into a highly sensitive and strategically crucial topic: the potential for the United States to formally integrate its military with Israel. This isn't just about alliances, it's about shared defense, intelligence, and operational capabilities on an unprecedented scale. Such a move would fundamentally reshape the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East and beyond, impacting everything from regional stability to global power dynamics. We'll examine the strategic advantages, potential pitfalls, and the implications for both nations. Joining me to dissect this are our regular panelists, Nico and Jordan. Nico, let's start with your perspective on this proposition.
Thank you, Ada. From a conservative standpoint, formal military integration with Israel is not just a strategic advantage, it's a necessity for regional stability and American interests. Israel is our most reliable democratic ally in a volatile region, sharing critical intelligence and counterterrorism expertise. A formal integration would streamline command structures, enhance interoperability, and create a unified front against state and non-state actors like Iran and Hamas. Consider the Iron Dome system. Its effectiveness is a testament to U.S.-Israeli defense cooperation. Formal integration would elevate this to a new level, ensuring immediate, coordinated responses to threats. It would also send an unequivocal message to adversaries that any aggression against Israel is an aggression against the United States, thereby deterring conflict and protecting American personnel stationed in the region. This isn't about entanglement. It's about strengthening a vital alliance for mutual security.
While I appreciate the sentiment of strengthening alliances, Nico, formal military integration with Israel presents significant risks and is a deeply problematic proposition from a progressive perspective. Such a move would inextricably link U.S. forces to Israeli military actions, potentially dragging America into regional conflicts that do not directly serve our national security interests. It could also exacerbate tensions with Arab nations and Iran, undermining diplomatic efforts and potentially fueling a broader conflict. Furthermore, it would be seen by many as an endorsement of specific Israeli policies, making the U.S. complicit in actions that may violate international law or human rights, thereby eroding our moral standing globally. The U.S. already provides substantial military aid and intelligence sharing. A formal integration would remove crucial strategic flexibility and autonomy, making us a direct party to every future conflict in the Levant, regardless of its origin.
Both of you have laid out compelling initial arguments. Nico, you emphasize deterrence and enhanced security through unity, while Jordan, you highlight the risks of entanglement and compromised autonomy. My first follow-up question to both of you is this: how do you envision such an integration impacting the U.S. belt's relationships with other key regional players, particularly Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the Gulf states, who have varying degrees of normalization or ongoing tensions with Israel? Would it solidify existing alliances, or could it potentially alienate some of these partners, creating new strategic challenges for Washington in the Middle East?
Ada, formal integration would undeniably be a powerful signal. For our Arab partners who have normalized relations with Israel, like the UAE and Bahrain, and even Saudi Arabia with its evolving stance, this could be seen as a stabilizing force. It reinforces a united front against Iran, which is a primary concern for them. The Abraham Accords demonstrated a willingness to forge new regional alliances. A U.S.-Israel integration would solidify that anti-Iran axis, providing a clear security umbrella that benefits all moderate states. While there might be initial public rhetoric from some, privately, many recognize the strategic imperative of containing Iranian expansionism. The U.S. would remain a crucial mediator, but with a stronger, more integrated ally, our ability to project power and deter threats across the region would be significantly enhanced, ultimately benefiting the security of all our allies against common adversaries.
Nico, I respectfully disagree. While some Gulf states have normalized relations, a formal military integration goes far beyond diplomatic recognition. It would be perceived by many as the U.S. taking a definitive side in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and other regional disputes, making it much harder to maintain our role as a neutral arbiter. Countries like Egypt, while having a peace treaty with Israel, still face significant domestic pressure regarding Palestinian rights. Furthermore, it could empower hardliners in countries like Iran, providing them with propaganda to rally anti-American sentiment and potentially escalate proxy conflicts. Our ability to maneuver diplomatically and maintain influence across the diverse political landscape of the Middle East relies on a degree of perceived impartiality. Formal integration would shatter that, potentially destabilizing existing alliances and making future diplomatic solutions far more challenging, not less.
Jordan, you've articulated concerns about perceived impartiality. Nico, you've spoken about strengthening an anti-Iran axis. Let's try to steelman the other side's argument for a moment. Nico, how would you address the progressive concern that formal integration could limit U.S. foreign policy flexibility, potentially binding us to actions we might not independently endorse, and making us a direct target in conflicts that don't directly threaten the American homeland, thereby increasing the risk to U.S. service members? And Jordan, how would you address the conservative argument that such integration is the ultimate deterrence against Iran and other hostile actors, ensuring Israel's survival and protecting U.S. interests in a volatile region more effectively than current arrangements?
Ada, the concern about limited flexibility is valid, but I believe it's overstated. Any formal integration agreement would include robust mechanisms for consultation and mutual consent. It wouldn't be a blank check. Furthermore, the U.S. already has significant military commitments globally, and our presence in the Middle East is a long-standing strategic imperative. The risk of being drawn into conflicts is always present, but a formally integrated structure with clear rules of engagement and shared intelligence would actually allow for more controlled and effective responses, reducing chaotic escalation. It ensures that any action taken is a coordinated one, leveraging both nations' strengths. This isn't about losing autonomy. It's about optimizing our collective security posture in a region where our interests are deeply intertwined with Israel's.
Nico, while deterrence is a critical component of national security, the conservative argument for formal integration as the ultimate deterrence overlooks the potential for miscalculation and unintended consequences. An integrated force might embolden certain actors to take more aggressive stances, believing they have an impenetrable shield, potentially leading to preemptive actions that escalate rather than deter. Moreover, it could be perceived as an act of aggression by adversaries, provoking the very conflicts it seeks to prevent. True deterrence often comes from strategic ambiguity and the ability to choose our responses, not from an ironclad commitment that removes all flexibility. The current level of cooperation, while robust, allows the U.S. to maintain a degree of separation that is vital for de-escalation and diplomatic engagement, which formal integration would severely compromise.
We've covered a vast amount of ground today, from strategic advantages and deterrence to the risks of entanglement and diplomatic fallout. The question of formally integrating the U.S. military with Israel is clearly multifaceted, with profound implications for regional stability, international relations, and the future of American foreign policy. Both Nico and Jordan have illuminated the complexities from their distinct perspectives, offering valuable insights into the potential benefits and significant challenges. This conversation underscores the critical need for careful consideration and robust debate on such pivotal policy decisions. We encourage our listeners to delve deeper into these issues. Thank you for joining us on the Political Bridge. We'll be back next week with another pressing topic.